People, hello everybody, how's it going? Today we're gonna go over some hiding lavalier techniques. How to get the best sound out of your lavalier microphones. Right now you guys are listening to a DPA 4060. If you guys have worked with lavalier microphones, you all know that sometimes some scenes and some actors, some clothing, some outfits sound like this. Like you try to get the best sound, but you just can't because it's like always something like rubbing against it. I'm gonna show you guys how to fix that. I'm gonna go over a few ways how we can avoid this. Why do we use lavalier microphones? In a scenario like this, there's no need for me to use it because I'm just talking in front of the camera, so I might as well just get a microphone right here, like in front of this, on top of the camera. So it's better, right? Let's say it's a hidden camera and you cannot be showing a microphone. That's a good place to use a lavalier microphone. When you have to do like a master shot, like at the very beginning of the scene. Usually some people start with a very big master shot where you can see the whole world, right? So there's no way to have a boom operator or a mic there. So a lavalier it's ideal to have that sound, right? Another thing why we use lavalier microphones is because sometimes we don't have a dedicated boom operator, right? These lavaliers are pretty handy and pretty useful for us sound recorders and people capturing media, right? It's pretty useful. I'm gonna show you guys some of the ways, some of my tricks, how I rig them up and the different laving techniques I use. I'm gonna show you guys how I rig them first and then how I hide them. I'm also gonna try to give you examples, like for example right now you guys are listening to the DPA right in here in this pouch. These shirts right here have this really nice pouch right here, which you can just make a quick hole. Right now it's right here and it's fairly quiet. I mean, it's not giving me that much trouble. It's not like you can really move around and get really animated with the thing, but I'm gonna show you guys how I rig this shirt. Alright guys, so this one is the fluffy cloud. I use an Ursa foamy for this one. First of all, I will run my DPA 4060 inside of this foamy. So this is basically all it is. Another thing you could use, Topstick as well, just to secure both sides. It's gonna be locked in place. So yeah, you make sure you get the two sides. This is a t-shirt and it has a pocket. These pockets are great. I like to hide them in these places, but the problem is that these guys are not connected. In here you cannot get through the other side, right? You will have to make a little hole, which I did. So inside of this I made a little hole. I throw my cable there. If you're gonna make a hole in a costume, always in a piece of wardrobe, always ask the wardrobe department so they don't kill you. Or maybe the actors or whoever owns the shirt. Some people are really okay with it, some people are not. So we peel off the sides we don't need, and now I will just put it in here. Right there, just outside. I'll tap it gently, a little bit, and there you go. You will have a really nice hidden microphone. Nobody will notice that it's there. And it sounds great actually. Now you proceed to wear your shirt. This one I like to call it on a budget. This laving technique, this is all you need. It says transport 3M skin tape. You grab a little piece. For demonstration purposes, let's just think that this table right now is a skin, right? Place it like this. We will find a cavity and then we just tape it like that. And that's it. That's all you're required to do. Another thing I suggest doing if you're going to use is this route, which is pretty strong. I'm pulling on the cable and it's pretty strong. I would suggest doing a quick loop, maybe down the shirt. Do a quick loop. So that's gonna release tension on the cable. So when you have to pull on this cable right here, I'm not actually pulling on this cable here. You do encounter some sort of rustling with this laving technique, but like I said, this is on a budget. When you have to lave a mic on a budget, this is what I like to use. This is about $5, $3. I can't remember the price of this transport skin tape. So it's quite affordable and a lot of people use it. This next laving technique, I like to call it the VAMPIRO. This is a vampire clip. These are pretty common. I've seen them around for a few years. I honestly don't like these guys too much because they bite. Come with these little pins here. They bite and it hurts. But nevertheless, it's a good thing to have it on your tool. It's quite tiny as you can see. This one is for a COS 11D. This one is a Sennheiser vampire clip. You can see the teeth, pretty aggressive. Look at that. All you need is your lav. This is a Sanken COS 11D. You wear a slider in there. Make sure you're really making contact. This is my trusty toque. Now think of this as a robe or something. And then you just clamp it like that. Bam. And pull. There you go. Now pulling is not gonna go anywhere, so it's this is another technique people use sometimes, the vampire clip. This is one of my favorite laving techniques. This is the sandwich. You will need an RM11 mount, pair of scissors, any type of moleskin that you like. What I like to use for this one is moleskin padding. This one, the cheapest moleskin you could buy. I like Ursa tape, and I also like this black moleskin too, but for the sandwich I like to use the cheapest moleskin there is because it's a little thicker. Joe sticky stuff. You will need these too. So this one requires a lot of product. Alright, so first of all, you cut your moleskin. So now the next thing I would do is I'll grab some sticky stuff. I usually just rip it with my fingers, but some people like to use scissors. So yeah, you place it like that, and then the other one here. And then you just get rid of the extra, right? It will look something like this. And now what I would do is I insert my lab first. So now I will place it like this. Make sure you put some good pressure on it. And now what I do is something extremely crazy. I grab the moleskin. Some people might think this is a little bit excessive, that there's no need to do this. But when you really need this thing to stay in place, this is a great technique. Now you go around the edges here. Alright, now it will look something like this. This is called a sandwich. I really like this technique a lot. It requires a lot of product. I like to place this one on hoodies. Anything that is really, the material is thick. Thick materials. This next laving technique is a sticky Joe. We're gonna use some of this sticky stuff. And that's all you need. Grab your lavalier microphone. You use a healthy amount of this sticky stuff. And then you proceed to run it around. Roll it around. Then you will have this little crazy thing. This is the sticky Joe. You proceed to place this in different places. But this is all you will need. Alright guys, this next one is called, I call it the Bermuda. Any tape that you own will work for this. This is a pretty common laving technique. It's been around for decades. A lot of people have been successful at using this technique. So you will need any kind of tape. Maybe not electric tape, but grab some of this gaffer's tape. Cut a little piece of your tape. Bam. And check this out guys. You do a little triangle. Do a little triangle. Trifecta. Beautiful. You have a little triangle. Grab your lavalier microphone. Put it in the middle like that. Now you grab another piece. You do a little triangle. 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 Bermuda triangle. You have another triangle. Then you place it like this. So now you have a pretty decent way to hide a lavalier microphone with a triangle shape. And like I said, you could use any tape. Okay, this next technique is called the fancy sandwich. And it's basically the same thing as before. But instead of using the regular moleskin like this, we're gonna make it look a little nicer. For this one, we're gonna be using Ursa tape. This is the RM11 mount. Place some Ursa tape on top of them. It's nice and soft. And I'm gonna demonstrate how I mount this. We have a white RM11 mount, and I'm gonna be using white Ursa tape. You grab a little strip, white pair of scissors. For the Ursa tape, you don't have to be fidgeting in the corners. You just rip in the middle. You grab that paper, and there you go. You grab your RM11 mount. You grab a corner really gracefully around the RM11 mount. Then you will go around the corners, getting rid of all the things you don't need. Unfortunately, I don't have a white cable, so you will put it in the mount. It's nice and snug, like you should. I love this stuff. You grab some of this tape, you rip, put it here, get rid of the things you don't need. It will look something like this. This is what I like to call it the fancy sandwich. Look at that clean that looks. I will not get rid of the blue stuff just yet. Just keep it in there before you rig it. But if you compare that to the normal sandwich, this one goes on clothing and wardrobes, coats and things like that. Oh, that was the fancy sandwich, pips. Alright guys, this next laving technique, I like to call it the MAGNATE. This one is the one that requires the most money out of all of them, because these things are not that cheap. This is what you need. You'll need some Rycote and Ursa soft circles, or undercovers, whichever you like and prefer to have. Let me show you how I proceed to do this. The sticky O's, one of my favorites. I love these guys. They're great. They're pretty much a circle. You peel this. Let's just picture this. This is a skin for now. Then you grab your microphone, peel this off. You would put your mic right in there. And then you could either use your soft circles or your other undercovers. Let's just stick with Rycote. Let's grab one of these undercovers. It's a weird fabric. I don't know how to call it. They don't stretch that much, but that's how it looks. So it's not rubbing. I honestly prefer the soft circles because they last longer. These guys, after one use, that's it. So this is how the soft circle with the sticky looks like. So yeah, this is what I like to call the MAGNATE, the baller, the money's no object laving technique. This next setup, I call it the fragile skin, the sensitive skin. And for this one, we're gonna need a chest strap. This one is made by Ursa straps, UK made. And basically what it is this little strap we got here, and it comes with a little some grip here on the side, so it's not sliding, because you will place this maybe on skin, your first layer, or on a shirt. So this one I already rigged a RM11 mount inside, so we're all good to go. What we will need is a lavalier. And the way I do it is pretty simple. This is how I like to do it. I like to run my cable here first, a little bit on this one here, and then on this one, another one here. And I think I like to do here in this one, at this point is, I like to go twice in here. So I create a little loop. I would just go inside of the RM11 mount. There you go. Now the microphone is right there. And you might be wondering, why would you need these, right? If you already have all the other ones. Well, sometimes people are allergic to all these adhesive products, right? So in order to save them and not mess with their skin, we have to have all these little tricks, right? So now that I rigged it all up and I have run the cable gracefully around the strap, I will go around the chest and I will strap it like this, and this Velcro will do the job. So the microphone is nice and tight and secure. I have a strain relief already here. This was the fragile skin, aka the sensitive skin. I don't know, the strapper. Alright guys, this next technique, I like to call it the sandwich with no bread. You will need a Lavalier and Topstick. Vape and Topstick. You grab a sticky, fold it in half, tear it apart. Then you peel one of these sides, you put it on top of this. Then you grab the other side, and you proceed to do a sandwich again. When you have to rig this on people, I will just peel one side, put it first, get rid of the other one. So you got that double-sided sticky situation happening. This one works similar to the triangle. So yeah, this is the sandwich with no bread. It's all condiments in here. That's how I rig most of my lavs. You guys are currently still listening to the DPA. I show you how I did it on this shirt. Now I'm going to show you a few examples of how to use all of those techniques that I just showed you in different outfits. Yo, so we're wearing a t-shirt right now, right? So this is how it sounds. I'm currently using the triangle, the Bermuda technique. It's just here. Show you guys real quick. It's just right there. I like this technique because the microphone it's solid in both sides, so I can actually be active. I can do things, right? Like I'm not bound just to be static and do these things, you know, be robotic about it. I can move around. I mean, the sound is not that great because it's in here. I'm a hairy guy, so putting a microphone right here will not work. Now that it's in this area right here, it's not that bad. I'm currently using a Sanken COS11. One thing we do encounter is that if I look that way, the mic is over here. If I look this way, it's all more present on this side. I don't like to put it down in the middle because down in the middle, it creates a little bit of problems. You start to hear a little bit of the throat. This is how it sounds in a t-shirt. This is one of my favorite laving techniques because when the wardrobe department is finally helping you out. Sometimes people might be wearing this type of scarves, like really puffy scarves. You can really hide the microphone anywhere you want along this area, and it's gonna sound the best. But I really like this one. For this one, I'm using the Joe sticky stuff, and the microphone is just hidden here, and then the whole scarf is covering it. And this also acts as a wind protection, so if it's a little bit windy, it will protect the microphone, and it doesn't sound that muffled. This is how the Joe sticky stuff sounds in a scarf. Remember to tell your talent that when they're wearing a scarf that the microphone is right here, so people wanted to take this off like aggressively and your lav is right there. So just let them know that it's right there. Alright guys, this is another one you guys can use. When you're wearing a tie, oftentimes people think that the microphone is going to be in the actual knot. You could do it. I've showed that in previous videos. And for this one, I want to try to show you something different. Underneath the collar. There you go. Hey, how's it going? This is not a real shirt, like a dressing shirt. The collar is really small. Once you get one of those proper white collars, they have a bigger gap, so it's actually easier and they sound better. This one sounds a little muffled. Right now, I'm using the fancy sandwich technique, so it's just a really low profile concealment, and I'm just running the cable in the back. So yeah, guys, this is how you could do it when you're wearing a tie. All right, so this one is one of my favorite ones. I like to call this one the invisible boom pole. Invisible? Invisible. This one is pretty nice because no matter where you turn, you're always gonna be on axis. Hence, I like to call it the private boom operator. Because it's like somebody's always booming you, right? The microphone is right here. It's wearing the fancy sandwich. Why is this technique useful sometimes? Especially when you're wearing like winter coats and really thick coats. I have it right here in my forehead. I run the cable in the back and I tape it in my neck with some skin tape. Alright guys, so that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you people. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let me know what you guys think about this laving, the way I rig some of my lavs. See you guys tomorrow. Take care. Peace.